Nick, and I'm 14.
Joe, I'm 17.
Kevin, 19.
But it's cool, 'cause we're just
Fans.
oh yeah. Just
Fans. Fans.
I feel very lucky to be a Jonas Brother.
Hey, you guys, welcome again to the We're Just Fan podcast, which is basically, a podcast for fans by a fan. I have been a fan of Jonas Brothers since 2006. If you guys watch my last podcast, I became a fan of Jonas Brothers because of their song Mandy. And here I am in 2024, still rocking the Peace Love Jonas train. So today's episode is without any further ado. It is honestly one of the things I did not think that I'd be talking about, because that time and period when I talked about it in the last podcast, that time and period between like the 2020, the Remember This tour, and 2024, all it was residencies on top of residencies. And if you didn't have residency money, you was like SOL. But I figured because today is like a year since I've seen the Jonas Brothers do their tour, which was literally opening month, I would wear my outfit that I wore to the tour. So today I have a bunch of things I want to talk about regarding the tour. So I'm going to basically, talk about how I got tickets. I'm also going to talk about the process of outfit prepping, because what I'm wearing is technically not what I was going to wear to the tour. Like, I had another whole outfit prepared, and this was not what I had prepared. And then I'm also going to talk about, like, the day of, thoughts about the entire tour, and just kind of, like, overall thoughts and wrap it up, okay? So let's get to how I got tickets to the tour. So we talked about it last podcast, but during 2021, after the Remember This tour, and then we went into, I want to say, the tour. Between that period of time, I didn't go to the residencies, or none of the Vegas residencies. I didn't get to do any of the small shows or any festivals. I didn't get to basically do nothing for those, like, for that year and a half. So the tour was really like my first time seeing the boys in like almost over a year or more, which really was crazy. I think a lot of fans were talking about this, more international fans were talking about how, like, a lot of fans don't know how good, like, okay, so here's my thing. When international fans say this, I honestly have to agree. But I think a lot of times us American fans don't realize that even if we can't get to the shows, or we can't afford to get to the shows, that we're still like more privileged and lucky as American fans, because we have all these opportunities to go to all these shows. Like, there were so many shows in 2024 that happened for the Jonas Brothers, just solo-y, that like a country of fans for the boys could never even dream of just getting one. So I think sometimes, like, the whole conversation around like how we should still feel like we're privileged and lucky, we still should be grateful that we have these opportunities in America to even see them, even if we can't afford to go to them. But then it can often feel like it's not something that you feel so like grateful about, because if you can't even afford to get there, what are you grateful about? You know what I mean? So it's just like a whole, like, I see both sides. And for me, I was grateful because I was like 4 shows in for the boys around the time that the tour hit. So before the tour hit, so it was like, I can't complain. I do have the opportunity to see the boys. I just could not afford to go to, because when you think about like the Las Vegas shows, the residency shows, you have to count in hotels, flights, tickets, and I can imagine like a lot of people spent quite a pretty penny doing these Vegas residencies, and they were fun. Mind you, before the tour even got announced, I told myself, I was like, you know what? If they drop one more residency or something coming up, like a residency or something, like if they drop one more, I'm going to have to buckle up, put my money up, and say I'm going, because I cannot miss out on the boys again. I was so ready to go to a residency. I was ready to put that money in for residency. It was because I was like, man, when I tell you the residencies, the pawn shops, the solo shows, I remember just sitting there like so depressed to log on my timeline. And I know I had so many opportunities to go to these small shows, and it just didn't work out. But I was just like, man, this sucks. And I was depressed. I didn't want to log on my timeline. I was like really sad about it. So I felt like, in a nutshell, like, even though I was blessed and lucky to have these opportunities where I could go anywhere in America and see the boys, I just couldn't afford to do it. And for me, it was more worth it to see them in my hometown than to travel. But it's on my bucket list to travel. I want to do that for them one time. One time. One time. Like, I need to do it one time. So what happened was just really crazy is during the time where I was going through something very personal, that's when they dropped the tour tickets, and I was like, I was kind of not on Stan Twitter really that much because of the factor that I was grieving, so I just didn't want to be on social media. But I remember when the tickets dropped. Oh my god, when the tickets dropped, I was like, let's go, baby! Let's go, baby. I was like, let me not be loud. But I'm excited. I love talking to you guys about the Jonas Brothers and tours and shows. So this is technically, I think this is like my fifth tour, fifth show, third tour. That's how we say it. Fifth show, third tour. Because I saw them at the 2010 tour, the Happiness Begins tour. No, fourth tour, fifth show. Because I did the 2010 tour, reunion tour, Happiness Begins tour, synonymous. Then on the third show, third show was the Remember This tour. And then I did the tour. So I ended up, so I signed up for the pre-sale and stuff. I ended up actually getting selected. Like, the Jonas gods were looking out for me last year, because tell me why. In the midst of all the notices I got, which I'll do an in-depth episode on my notices, I might just make it one podcast episode instead of going into each individual one, but I'll figure that out. But okay, so like, mind you, what was I saying? Like, so mind you, during this process, I got selected, during all that stuff that happened last year, I got selected I got selected for pre-sale, which verified fan pre-sale, which is hard. If you know, as a fan, it's really hard to get verified pre-sale because it doesn't go to fans. So I got selected for verified pre-sale. When I got in there, I was looking around, because I honestly, when I saw Wrigley Field, I was shook because I went to one of the very few shows, because the boys did do a couple of baseball fields, but not every show was a baseball field. And I think that's because as the shows went on, it got colder and colder. So like, when you were going to shows in October and November, like, were you really finna be in a baseball field during that time? Probably not. I was on the rare few shows that did get a baseball field. It was at the Cubs house. I mean, I'm glad it was there, because I don't think we could have made it work at the White Sox field. And I think a lot of artists tend to do their concerts, if they're going to do the baseball field concerts, they do them at the Cubs. So it's typically the Cubs that they do that for. So I got in there. I got my ticket. The tickets were going pretty fast. So I was like, let me grab what I can. And I grabbed a ticket. I think my spot, I didn't have floor that ticket. I know I couldn't do floor that concert. So I went and got whatever was the closest, whatever I could get, I just grabbed it. It was like, stuff was going so fast on the timeline. He was like, stuff is selling so fast. So I'm just like grabbing whatever I can and putting it in my cart and pressing purchase, 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 purchase. I'm like, please purchase. And lo and behold, I was seeing the boys again after a year and a half, which feels like to a normal person who doesn't have a stan fan brain. Like, you don't have that gene in you, that fangirl gene in you. You're like, okay. And like, you saw them in 2021. Like, girl, please be freaking for real. And I'm like, yes, I'm freaking for real. I'm like, definitely freaking for real right now. So I got my ticket, and then it was kind of time to start planning what the hell was we finna wear, because now we're knowing that we're doing baseball fields. I should have brought it downstairs, but something in me forgot, because I was like, wow, this would be a perfect time to share them. So everybody started talking about trading friendship bracelets, which was a big thing that Swifties did. And I remember like people having like visible arguments about who can do French. Like, oh my God. So I'm wearing all my friendship bracelets from the tour, like all of them. I keep them. And honestly, believe it or not, I love to take a little friendship bracelet and style it with an outfit. Like, if I'm wearing something blue, I'm going to put on my Knit Girl bracelet. If I'm wearing something pinkish, I'm going to put on my pink one. I love to kind of take my bracelets sometimes and style them with my outfits. They're so cute. I will never get rid of these. I keep these in a little silk bag in my room, and I keep them on my dresser. I love them. But yeah, it was a lot of Swifties that were kind of mad we was doing friendship bracelets. And I was like, well, technically, these are candy bracelets in rave culture, and they were doing it way before we did it. But I understand how some of the Swifties felt because it was the whole like make the friendship bracelets, you know? So like that was their special thing at their concerts, and they're probably pissed off that all of us are getting our asses out to Michael's and buying friendship bracelet kits. So yeah, I'm like, but I was like also too, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. Like to me, it was not that big of a deal because I was like, I think the whole idea of sharing friendship bracelets and like making memories with friends, like, you know, a lot of us maybe didn't have a lot of friends until we got into fandom spaces where we met friends that shared the love for our same artists, our favorite actors. So sometimes it's really fun to share friendship bracelets with people that are like into the same thing we're into, and it almost feels like it's a friendship, like it's just a positive thing that I didn't understand why some Swifties, this is not me trying to shade Swifties now, but I'm just saying like I didn't understand the whole rah-rah at coming at fans for trading friendship bracelets. Like I even wish I could give a friendship bracelet to my favorite artist. Like that's so cute if you gotten to give your favorite artist a friendship bracelet and they've gotten it and they're wearing it, you have literally struck gold. Like y'all, like that's so cute. So everybody was doing friendship bracelets. Everybody was taking their booties to Michael's and Joanne Fabrics and Amazon. And I said, I tweeted, I'm like, I'm going to do baseball trading cards. Boy, did I put myself in the worst position possible because what do I know about making baseball cards? Mind you, I have a favorite baseball team, which is the White Sox, mainly because I'm from Chicago and I rep South Side every day. So I don't watch a lot of sports. I watch basketball the most and occasionally a football game, but I'm not really a big baseball girly. So I had to like get on my Google shit and Google. I had to get on my Google and look at some examples because when I tell you guys, I did not know how to make trading cards. Like there was no way you could tell me like I was literally like it was rough because I did not know how to make the trading cards. So it took me a minute, but I'll put a picture up here or put something up here so you guys can see them. I might have some pictures going up here or up here, depending on where I got space. It'll go up one of these places where I'll show you guys the colored ones. Now they came out in black and white because I don't have color ink. So I had to print them out in black and white, but they came out so cute and they were actually a hoot at the tour. Like I had so many people that was like seeing them on Stan Twitter and was meeting me at shows saying, "Girl, I saw y'all trading cards on Twitter." I was waiting. I had this necklace right here that I'm currently wearing, which I'll try to zoom in on. A girl literally saved me one of these guitar pick necklaces because she wanted to trade the trading cards with me. And I thought they were so cute, but can we talk about the literal like okay, so if you're shy, if you're a person that's genuinely shy like me around people you don't know, or you're anxiety ridden, how hard was it for you guys to trade stuff at the tour? Like, how hard was it for you guys to initiate the conversation? Like, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. How hard was it for you guys to initiate the conversation and say, hey, I want to trade this with you. Hey, can you trade this with me? Because I don't do well with, okay, because I'm going to talk about this in another podcast episode, but the way that I was supposed to be passing out, I had bought a whole bag of lollipops and I was going to pass them out for sucker. And I couldn't even muster myself up to give out lollipops for sucker because I was scared to like talk to people. And okay, listen, at my big age, you're like, okay, when you get your big age, you can't talk to people. It's not that. It's just like I'm so shy and I don't know how people are going to react when you walk up to them and say, hey, you want a trading card? It was really easy because I was with a group of people that had friends that would come up. So I would just say, hey, you want a trading card? And sometimes, like, and most times at the show too, if nobody had nothing to give me back, I would still give them a trading card. I'd be like, here, you want a trading card? Because for me, it wasn't about having something to get back to me. I just wanted to do something nice. I wanted to give out cards for fun. I wanted to do it for like the kind of side of my heart, and I wanted to do something different. And I really wasn't focusing so hard because I know a lot of people that are like, oh, if you have nothing to trade or you didn't make no bracelets or you can't I hate a person that's like, I hate people that like don't want to trade bracelets with you or don't want to like trade with you at shows just because you don't have bracelets. Like, have you ever thought why a person probably could not afford to make friendship bracelets? Because like, you're thinking about how much it costs to go to these shows. Sometimes you just don't have the funds or the time to make friendship bracelets. So I was like that type of person. I was like, even if you don't have a bracelet to trade with me, I'll still give you trading cards. And I made one for Joe, Kevin, and Nick. They're all solo ones. I was supposed to make a group one, but that never happened. I basically did them Road Dog style. So if you guys are kind of like new to or have not remembered or you're not deep into the Jonas lore, you're not deep into the Jonas fandom, they had a minor league baseball team called the Road Dogs, and that is honestly one of the inspos I pulled because I was like, how often am I going to the Cubs? And mind y'all, this is my first time in the Cubs field. I've never been in the Cubs stadium baseball field. I have not been in that field ever. I've lived here for years. I lived here since I was 3 years old, and I've never been in that place. I've barely been in the White Sox field. So when I tell y'all, like, I've barely been in these places, I've barely been in these places. So we're at 9 minutes, so we need to start getting it together, boo. So that was my first time there. But because I'm going to a baseball field, I'm seeing the boys for the first time there. I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to take advantage of it and really do a nod to baseball. So the baseball trading cards were the first thing I did, and then it was time to come up with my outfit. So what's crazy about this is that I was talking about this in the last episode, but Kevin Jonas noticed my original outfit I did for the tour, and I wound up never getting it finished. So here's my tip. So if you're going to a concert and you're going to make an outfit or DIY an outfit, you must start that outfit months. Like I saw UK Swifties last year starting their outfits. Like especially if you're going to be doing what I did, which is I did sequences, you need to start like a year in advance, or at least give yourself at least 6 months. Like when I got my tickets in May, that's when I should have started. But I didn't, and I lived and I learned to tell that tale. So my inspo idea was Road Dogs meet Elton John. So if you guys are not familiar, Elton John has his outfit. People do it all the time for Halloweens and all that jazz. They do it. It's like a sparkly baseball outfit. It's almost like a one-piece thing. And then he has the sparkly hat, and then he has the little they kind of look like these glasses, but they have the little gems in them. So that was my inspo. I had it all planned out. I had got a hat that I was going to put sequins into, but I never did it. So I was like, never mind. Plus, at that time, I had braids in my hair. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm not going to do a hat because I couldn't get the hat over my head. So I said, never mind. So then I got this top and a blue skirt. I got them from Rainbow. Really affordable, really cheap. And I was supposed to sequence this whole top, and then I started sequencing a skirt that never got finished. Because tell me why the day of the concert, I'm over here sequencing my skirt. Day of the concert, I'm not finished with my skirt. Like, bro. So then also too with that, so I needed glasses, hat, but we scrapped the hat, glasses. I had my outfit pieces. I had to buy sequences, double sequences. I needed more yarn, ran out of yarn. I also needed a baseball jersey. And you know how much those baseball custom jerseys were costing? Ooh, Charlie. I went and got one from Charlotte Russe and just ironed my pictures on them, and they looked terrible. I mean, I made it work for like last minute because the day of the show. All right, so I'm trying to remember where we left off at. I believe we were talking about the outfit. So rehashing a little bit because my camera did die, so I have to like try to like refresh my memory. So I got the idea for the Elton John outfit, and I got this top and like a matching bottoms from like Rainbow, and I started like sewing the sequences into the skirt. That was a bad idea. It turned out pretty awful. I was able to make it look decent, but it didn't look good. So I don't think it was my specialty. I think what I would have loved to do instead was hash out the money for a sequence bodysuit. I was looking everywhere for one that didn't cost me an arm and a leg, one that like I could have like been fine paying that much money for, but I also wanted something that I knew I could wear again and again. I have worn this top like several times since the tour. So when it came actually time for the real tour, what happened is I believe I wore this top with these like shorts right here that I got from Aeropostale, and then I still like last minute was ironing on my patches to my jersey, and that's what happened. I ironed on a picture of the Jonas Brothers on top of a jersey that I got from Charlotte that already had lettering on it. I'm thinking I'm going to iron a picture over it and it's going to be all Gucci. It's going to look good. When I tell you I ironed the picture over the numbers and you can still see the numbers, it looks so bad. And then I ironed a Jonas logo on one arm, and then I did the like first logo they ever had. If you know, you know. I put that on one arm and the other arm, and I wore that with this, and then I wore the same shoes I wore to the Beyonce concert. I'll put my whole fit up here. And then I did blue eyeshadow makeup, and I was running on a crunch time because I was going with some girls and we had decided we was going to do the Barbie Cafe before we went to see the Jonas Brothers. So I had to be prepared in time to eat at the Barbie Cafe, and then we was going to head from there to the concert because these girls that I knew on Twitter, their name is Madison. It's Matt. I don't know her full name. I think her full name is Madison, but it's Matt's. I was with Matt, Steph, and Matt's girlfriend, Lori. Fiance, Lori. And they were so sweet having them around and just being around like OGers. And it was nice because I got to be with people that like genuinely love the boys as much as I did. So it made the experience not so lonesome. And yeah, I enjoyed going to the concert with them. And we went to the Barbie Cafe. I got chicken nuggets and a drink. It was a really cool experience. I have all those pictures. I'll probably pop up one here while I was at the Barbie Cafe. And then we went to the show. The show was amazing. But when I tell y'all, I was like last minute rushing out the door, right? And then I forgot my ID. It is a wonder that the Barbie Cafe let me get an alcoholic themed Barbie drink without my ID. Didn't have my cards on me or nothing. I was basically I was basically Apple paid only. Because I was like, I had rushed out the door. Didn't give myself time to properly pack my bag and none of that. So I was like last minute out the door. But the concert itself was super duper fun. It was nice to hear all the songs because I didn't get to go to the first two tours. The first anything before 2010 I didn't get to go to. And that was like the When You Look Me in the Eyes tour, the Burning Up tour. All of those tours I didn't get to go to. And a lot of them, I think, what I know for the most part is that a lot of songs that I do get to hear now, like the generalized, like these are not removed from the set list songs, I've heard at the 2010 tour, and I've heard a good chunk of the Live Spots and Trying Times album because that was the tour that was following up with that album. So I'm sorry, I'm checking my time frame. So, but I didn't get to hear some of the earlier songs, like things from Self-Titled, a little bit longer. Those were songs that they definitely did during the like the earlier tours. Oh my god. Y'all, I'm over here these posters and I'm like, can I please be careful? Okay, so where's that at? So the earlier tours I didn't really get to experience the the older songs. So but I did hear songs like during the Happiness Begins tour was really cool because they did a bunch of like throwbacks. Like you would get a random throwback like Pushing Me Away, Pizza Girl, songs like that. And I'm so sorry. I am tired. I'm pushing this podcast out at literally 10:14 p.m. So yeah, overall that the set list in general was pretty good. Like I said, I got to hear a lot of songs that I grew up with, that I loved, that I didn't get a chance to hear before. So it was nice getting to hear like my favorite album, one of my favorite albums of all time, times, a little bit longer in full. Like yes, getting to hear Take a Breath and having a Take a Breath tattoo, chef's kiss. Now, my least favorite parts about the tour was that one, there was no It's About Time. And I don't know what it is with the boys and It's About Time erasure, but I need them to figure it out because I can't do it. Like, I cannot do it. I'm gonna pause this because I'm gonna talk a little over my time, just to wrap it up. But I don't know why they would like completely skip over It's About Time. Honestly, Please Be Mine could have had What a Man Gotta Do spot. Now, I am not a What a Man Gotta Do anti. Like, I don't hate the song, but the way that What a Man Gotta Do won't leave the goddamn set list, she is a true trooper. She's always on the goddamn set list, and I'm like, I need you to wrap it up. Wrap up immediately. After this tour, please retire her. She's good, but I don't know what they're gonna do for the 2020 tour. But I need them to like retire What a Man Gotta Do, because it is buffoonery that What a Man Gotta Do took priority over a song that could have been used from. They could have gave us Please Be Mine instead of that song. When you're talking about nostalgia tour, you're talking about 5 albums, one goddamn night. We could have had something from that album. I'm sorry, but I hate I hate that It's About Time erasure. Like we can duke it out over that. And y'all know what I'm gonna talk about next. The worst part of the show. Probably the only bad part of the show is the cool to used to be transition.
No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
I just know Nicholas Jerry Jonas had nothing to do with that, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm his alibi, okay? I am putting my faith that Nicholas Jerry Jonas did not get into rehearsals and said, "Yeah, y'all, yeah, let's do it." I'm putting all my faith. These men lie. They lie. Y'all remember when they told us Shelf was going to be on the set list? I think it was around. Remember this tour? They was lying to us about songs being on the set list. They want them. But I will ride and die on the hill that Nicholas Jerry Jonas is innocent. Kevin Paul Jr., he's innocent too. I don't know. Joe girls, like, come claim your man's innocence, because I'm trying to figure out who thought it would be cute. You know what? Maybe it ain't even the boy's fault. Maybe we need to blame the producer. But whoever thought that we needed that whack ass transition, was it from used to be to cool? It was not executed properly, and there was so many better ways they could have done that. They could have ate that up so much better, but it was terrible. I like literally can't even. I'm like, please, never again. So do better. Like, every time somebody brings up the used to be cool transition, I always say, listen, no, we don't claim it, we don't talk about that. We're gonna pretend that whole part of the tour doesn't exist. Like, I don't even have a video of that clip, because I promise y'all, I ignored it. I pretended it didn't happen. And after this podcast, y'all, that did not happen. It didn't happen. Did y'all see that transition? Did I hear that transition? What transition? What? So my overall thoughts on the tour was that it was really, really good. I loved everything about it. My only biggest qualm is that I'm wondering what they're going to do for the 2020 tour, because after they've already mastered up a full 3-hour show, all their albums from top to bottom. Mind you, it's like snippets of the songs, but still top to bottom. But yeah, I mean, what are they going to do for the 2020 tour? Because I feel like they've already done this would have been really cute for the 2020 tour. I mean, the 20th tour. Because It's About Time turns 20 next year, and I'm still like confused as to what they're going to do to be able to top this tour. Like, what? Okay, listen, I need all my Jonas fans who listen to the podcast. Let me know in the comments. And also, I'm going to put my voice message box up in my bio, so you guys can be able to leave a voice message there. You guys can leave a note here on Twitter, tweet at me. What do you think would qualify for the 2020 tour? This is 2020 tour we're talking about. What should they do for the 2020 tour that will top the tour? Because I really think, as much as I love the tour, this whole concept of 5 albums in one night which I'm not saying the Jonas Brothers were the originators. I'm just saying this greatest hits from top to bottom tour would have aimed for like their 20th anniversary of their first album. So I'm like, what can they do to top this? And I honestly think that bringing back meet and greets was something I saw that I like that one. I don't know how that one's gonna work, but bringing that back would be fun. I also think they definitely, if they're gonna do a 2020 tour for It's About Time, wait a goddamn minute. What about, okay, so you know, like artists do like secret sessions? What if they invited a group of fans to each city, and instead of it being like a big giant ass like a stadium, baseball field arena tour, it's like a It's About Time secret sessions, and they're in a room. It's really small, really like quaint, just the OGs. I know people hate the term OG, but just the, like, you know, the dedicated real ones, like the ones that like really fuck with the music. Just them in the room, and they're playing like their first album top to bottom. And it's just like acoustics, and you know, it's like a very stripped down, fun, like just a like intimate It's About Time secret sessions type of thing. They can meet some fans before if they want, or pick a few fans to meet before the show. I know that this sucks because then people will bring up, well, the same people are going to get picked for this event. I think what they could do is they could still make it a small sessions event, and they could put out some tickets maybe. I don't know. But I was thinking like an intimate 20th thing would be so much fun. They're going to do a tour regardless because they're touring. They're like in a touring mojo. But I honestly would like to see that. I would like to see that. I think that would eat. A little small secret session. The only problem that I'm having with that idea is that like people are going to be like, oh, but they're going to pick the same fans over and over again. And it can be frustrating as a fan who, I've told you guys, I've never been to a secret session, a special Jonas event. I've been to nothing. I haven't even met the boys. The boys have only noticed me, and I've been to like 5 shows, which is more than some fans can say for themselves. So I'm definitely grateful. But yeah, I know like that's the part that's going to suck about like doing another secret, like small, intimate, like you have to be picked by the boys to go type of event, because then it's like, will the same fans get picked? Who knows? But yeah, that's basically my tour wrap up. Please don't forget to tweet at me or leave me a voice note letting me know what do you guys think they should do for the 20th anniversary, because they literally did the goddamn thing. They went above and beyond for that last tour. So much so, I don't even think the 2020 tour can be topped. Like, at this point, we need to just cancel. Like, I want to go, but I'm like, at this point, we need to just, like, do something different. Like, go back to the drawing board, because also, I don't know if it was my mutual is it, like, Cheerful Maggie? Was it Maggie or someone else who said they should re-record? I think it was Maggie who said they should re-record It's About Time. I would live for a re-recording. So y'all let me know what y'all think they should do for the 20th anniversary, and we could possibly just chit-chat about that within the next episode. Because, man, the fact that It's About Time, self-titled, and a little bit longer, all dropped in the same month of August, plus Joe was born in August. Like, oh my God, like, August is just simply iconic. Like, oh my God, just amazing. Anyways, I am going to bounce and edit this podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to leave me a voice message and some comments below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how I'm sounding. And all right, bye.
Fans, I feel very lucky to be a Jonas Brother.